I love YouTube. I grew up in what many would refer to as the golden age of the platform. Smosh, Niga Higa, Good Mythical Morning, RDC World, Shane Dawson. Nope, not him. Miranda Sings. Nope, not her either. Logan Paul. Nope. Oh man. Point is, there was a lot of good ones. There was a time where I was watching YouTube more than I was watching TV because it was just such a unique place for creativity, humor, and exploring new ideas. And for a lot of us, it was just a fun time. Now all the kids who grew up watching YouTube are the ones making the YouTube videos, which is awesome, right? The platform's probably doing better than ever. Oh, well, not every video can be great, right? Goodbye.
आप देख सकते हैं क्या होने वाला है इस प्लेन में। Oh my God!
Wow. Okay. What about?
Whoa! That's a Tesla and spaghetti. Amazing. Look at all that spaghetti. Incredible. Wait, is the Tesla really gonna drive in? No way.
I'm not listening to this! What the hell is going on here? YouTube clearly has a problem, an epidemic, honestly. And that problem is AI slob. Wow, another YouTuber talking about AI. How revolutionary. Yeah, I am another YouTuber talking about AI. I'm talking about it because it's ruining the platform that you're watching this video on. Oh my God. You should be lucky I'm not AI. Okay, I'm sorry. Yeah, you should be sorry. You know what? Like and subscribe right now. Like and subscribe right now for me not being AI. I will, yeah, that's just right. Stop yelling at me. I'm sorry. Back in the day, the internet was smaller, messier, more personal. YouTube was alive, full of strange, funny, awkward, fascinating people just figuring it out as they went. It was very raw, very human. Sure, once in a while you come across some bad audio or shaky cameras, almost always terrible lighting, but you didn't care. In fact, that was part of the charm. The constraints that creators had at the time forced them to be present as people. When YouTube launched back in 2005, their slogan was simple: broadcast yourself. That phrase really captured the soul of the early internet, a chaotic open invitation for anyone to share their life, their art, or whatever weird thing that they're into that week. YouTube wasn't polished, it wasn't supposed to be. People built their audiences because they felt real, like someone you could know in real life. That intimacy and sense of connection is what made YouTube what it is. It's what made YouTube human. But now there's this strange emptiness spreading across the platform. It's subtle, but if you stay long enough, you really begin to feel it. But why is that? On the surface, things have only gotten better. We have better technology, audios are nice and crisp, videos are in beautiful HD and 4K, thumbnails are sharp and professional, yet somehow everything feels less alive. What used to be a chaotic human space full of creativity and uniqueness has turned eerily efficient. We are seeing in real time how videos are made, recommended, and consumed. And in doing so, it's taking the you out of YouTube. Wait a minute. Say that again. So how did we get here? Of course, over the years, YouTube has grown quite a lot, and so has its market share. Once they got a little taste of that green, they started to thirst for more. So they changed some things up, and thus changing up the culture of the website as well. YouTube began rewarding certain types of behaviors, specifically the types of behavior that would incentivize more revenue for the company. Longer videos, predictable posting schedules, audience retention, click-through rates. It didn't really matter if it was heartfelt or original. All that mattered was that it kept people on the platform so they could watch more ads. And so creators adapted. They didn't do this out of greed, they had to do it out of survival. You had to play the game or the platform would have buried you. And sadly, a lot of talented creators who couldn't change with the times were left behind because of this. YouTube was slowly becoming less of an art form and more of a science. But a couple years ago, YouTube and the world in general would change forever when generative AI came into the scene. Now you are able to create whole videos in seconds. Entire YouTube channels are now run by AI, scripts written by ChatGPT using cloned or synthetic voices, hideous AI animation, if you can even call it that. For many YouTubers, it can take them a whole month or more to create a video. And now AI can create videos in the same time it takes my PC to boot up my editing software. They don't need breaks or ideas or inspiration. All these guys need is a Wi-Fi connection. And because the algorithm promotes engagement and output above all else, these channels thrive. 1 in every 10 of the fastest growing YouTube channels globally are showing AI generated content only. And that number only keeps going up. It's absolutely no secret that YouTube is drowning in AI content. And it's not just these small channels either. Seeing these millions of views that these slop channels are raking in just makes more people want to make these types of videos. And with all the tutorials online teaching you exactly how to make these slop channels, we are only going to see more and more of these unless something is done about it. These issues are all over the app in both long and short form. Out of all the TikTok endless scroll copy things that different social medias have come up with, YouTube Shorts is for some reason the worst. The amount of endless AI slop that just keeps coming up no matter how many times I click not interested is insane. I mean, the YouTube Shorts brain rot was already bad enough, but combining it with AI slop brain rot, YouTube has come up with the quickest way to literally turn your 6-year-old's brain into mush. And of course, it's not just YouTube Shorts, it's the entire platform. You got these faceless channels that bump out endless videos, robotic voices reading Reddit stories, fake documentaries about events that never happened, and entire movie trailers for films that don't exist, and for some reason they all have AI boobs in the thumbnails.
Thumbnail brought me here. This Trinity is quite better than the original one. I would like to see a different type of movie with this Wanda. Scarlet Witch, if you're her enemy, you won't last long. I'm pretty sure if you're her lover, you won't last long either.
And they all rack up millions and millions of views. I guess these videos look real enough, sound real enough, and move fast enough that most people don't even realize they're watching something completely artificial. Or maybe they just don't care. The scariest part about AI is how well that it's working. It's working so well that already established YouTubers are switching to AI-generated content, like the YouTuber Quebblecop.
Crafting Ninja, I've struck white gold, wool for days. Whoa, sneaky birch playing hide and seek. Pika-block, love me some hidden gems in this leafy wonderland.
Yeah, this guy sucks. Wow, you're probably thinking that looks so awful, he probably lost so many fans. Well, he's still averaging hundreds of thousands of views on his YouTube channel, so I'm sure he's doing just fine. And this is because most younger viewers don't have the critical thinking skills to care about who is making the video, as long as it's entertaining. And that's why most of these AI slop channels are mostly popular with children. It's crazy how realistic AI has gotten, because I remember when people were saying, this is AI, I don't need to worry. AI will never take real artists' jobs. It can't even make a hand. Oh, okay, well, here's a hand. And here's another one, and another one, and another one, and another one, and here's another one, that one, there you go, there you go. Here's a video of Jake Paul in an Arabic wedding, and Queen Elizabeth wrestling Stephen Hawking, and SpongeBob getting pulled over, and again, Jake Paul doing a makeup tutorial, and it all looks so incredibly real, and we are so cooked, it's done, it's over, forget about it, it's done. And don't forget, this is the worst AI will ever be. It's only going to get better from here. And the better it gets, the less we will be able to distinguish what's real and what's AI, which is what's really scary. Already, there's so many people posting Sora-generated short films on YouTube. And because it looks real enough, people engage with it as if it was real. Soon, entire YouTube channels could be run by no one, producing endless content with no human input besides a couple of prompts. And maybe you wouldn't even be able to tell. Years ago, the dead internet theory, which is this quote-unquote conspiracy theory that most of the internet would one day be filled with bots, automated content, and AI instead of real people. And I say quote unquote because this legitimately used to sound like a wild conspiracy back in the day, but now it feels less like a conspiracy and more like a warning that we ignored. What happens to authenticity when every face we see may or may not be real? Back in the day, whenever you saw any type of art form like Shrek being pregnant with Batman's baby and the baby is Sonic the Hedgehog, just as an example, you would think that was funny, but not just because of the idea. It was the fact that somebody went through the time to actually draw that dumb idea. But now with AI, I can just boop, boop, click, click, done. Oh, you want another one? Boom, done. You want another one? Boom, done. You want another one? Boom, done. Ugh, I hate it. And it's the same thing with YouTube videos. A good YouTube video is only good because of the talent of the creator. If a computer just pooped out the idea, what incentive would I have to watch this? Every time you talk about how much you hate AI, there's always some loser in your ear with, so you're against progress? You're against human innovation? How is this progress really? Because it seems like everyone agrees that videos are getting worse. And correct me if I'm wrong, but that sounds like the exact opposite of progress. Yes, it's impressive. I think it's cool how far human technology has come, but that doesn't always mean it's a good thing. The atom bomb was a marvel in human engineering.
That doesn't mean it improved humanity.
Experts say 90% of the internet could be AI generated by 2026. Is that not a crazy number? I just don't understand why we're in such a rush to replace all the hard work done by actual creative, talented human beings with AI slop. It's gotten to the point where I'm like, who is AI even for besides these corporations that profit off of free labor? Because anyone over the age of 6 hates AI. I haven't even mentioned the damaging environmental effects. Every time AI spits out a lifeless, dumb piece of whatever, it's burning through massive amounts of electricity and water. Training one large AI model can use more energy than 100 average homes do in a year. And running models day to day uses millions of gallons of water. Also, it can pump out this.
That's a Tesla and spaghetti.
So you better get used to drinking your own piss because we need that water for the AIs. Okay, back to YouTube. YouTube has been nudging its creators towards efficiency for years now. It's very far from the days of broadcast yourself, just film whatever you want. Now it's find your niche, post as much as you can, keep your viewers hooked. It's why YouTubers like Mr. Beast are so huge. He treats YouTube not as an art form to express your creativity, but as a science to get the highest views possible. And that's like a problem in its own, but AI took that to a whole new level. While Mr. Beast can study the algorithm to calculate how many explosions he needs per minute to keep his 6-year-old viewers' eyes glued to the screen, AI has that information built into it already. Now, instead of a creator spending hours scripting, editing, and uploading, a program can churn out hundreds of videos overnight. Algorithms are designed to push out content to keep you engaged. The only problem is they don't care why you are engaged, whether it's hate, confusion, or whatever, which is usually the reaction from most of these AI videos. Whatever to get you to stay on the app. As a YouTuber, I feel like there's always this divide between quality or quantity. Do I post fast and more, but maybe the content isn't as good? Or do I post less frequently and make sure my content is good as it can be? But AI seems to be encouraging fast and bad. YouTube's own algorithm kind of strongly supports posting more content even if it's kind of bad. Why risk trying something new, vulnerability, pivoting, when the algorithm prefers predictability? AI isn't designed for YouTube. Quite frankly, with the state YouTube is in, YouTube is designed for AI. But I don't need to tell you why AI is bad, because I know that you know that AI is bad, and you know that I know that AI is bad. So why doesn't YouTube know that you know that I know that you know? Wait. One of YouTube's ironies is that it still markets itself around authenticity. Real people telling real stories. But if that's the case, then why are YouTube and its parent company Google as a whole so obsessed with AI? I'm obsessed with how amazing of a job you guys are doing running this website. I mean, it's just a stand-up job, guys. Am I right? All right. Have a good one. Now that they're gone, YouTube doesn't really seem to care about this AI problem. And why would they? From their perspective, this is a dream scenario. A platform overflowing with content that costs them nothing to make, keeps viewers scrolling for hours, and rakes in endless ad revenue? Who cares if it's all bad if I made double my salary last year? It's an ecosystem of money-making machines running 24/7, perfectly optimized to keep viewers watching. I guess capitalism really does breed innovation, huh? The more content that floods the platform, the more ads they can sell. Whether that content is made by a human or a bot doesn't really matter. And of course, AI is the buzzword of the decade. Every company is trying to prove that they're embracing the future, and YouTube is no different. They've been more than happy to ride that wave, positioning AI as the next big creative tool when, in reality, it's just another way to maximize engagement and profit. YouTube has watched as AI-generated content exploded and has done nothing about it. But recently, they finally decided to draw a line. A very small line. They removed a handful of AI channels and published new guidelines that define what counts as AI media. It's very small and probably inconsequential, but at least it forces YouTube to take a second look at this and maybe wonder if AI is getting out of hand on their platform. Because don't get it twisted, YouTube is still very, very pro AI, shoving it down our throats every chance they get. Not everyone might know this unless you create videos on YouTube, but YouTube wants its creators to use AI
so bad.
It actually feels like every week they release a new AI-powered feature like it's the next big thing. YouTube recently introduced the Dream Screen feature, where Shorts creators can type in a prompt and instantly generate an AI image or video background. Wow, okay, we might actually be living in the future. Being able to put any background you want behind you? Whoa. maybe AI is not so bad after all. YouTube's inspiration tab has largely implemented AI as well. It suggests video ideas, outlines, titles, thumbnails, and pretty much every other creative decision that you'd normally make yourself, but this is better because a computer's doing it. YouTube added AI-generated video summaries that tell you exactly what the video covers, because YouTube understands that creators don't want you to actually watch their video that they spent days on, they just kind of want you to get the gist. And we can't forget the constant AI ads in every single video. I wouldn't be surprised if you got an AI ad watching this video. It's clear that YouTube wants its creators to rely on AI, but it just shows how disconnected the platform has become from what both viewers and creators actually want. And they also added AI automatic dubbing. That one's pretty cool, actually. YouTube is slowly becoming a platform of machines generating for machines instead of people talking to people. At a certain point, we'll have to ask ourselves, what kind of internet are we wanting here? I love YouTube and I don't want to see the platform go to ruin. And I do believe that not all hope is lost. There is still a near infinite amount of talented non-AI creators on this app. Right now, we're standing at a crossroads of creativity on YouTube. One path leads to an AI takeover where genuine human creativity becomes the exception, not the norm. And AI endlessly feeds off its own recycled, stolen content, creating copies of a copy of a copy of a copy, just eating itself until the sun blows up. The other path sees AI as what it's meant to be, an assistive tool, and we can start prioritizing human creativity again. People might say AI democratizes content, helping smaller creators by automating routine tasks and lowering the barrier of entry to create, but that's not really entirely what AI is. Listen, I think it's incredible how much easier it has become to create videos on YouTube. We have more tools, more access, and more opportunities than ever before. I probably wouldn't even be able to create the videos that I make without the technology that makes creativity so accessible today. But that's not what AI does. There's an important distinction between assistive tools and tools that do the work for you. The magic of making something isn't all in the end result. It's largely the journey that you take to get there. It's the hours spent learning, failing, experimenting, and improving. The small victories, the late nights chasing a feeling you can't quite explain. That's where the beauty of creating is. That's something no AI will ever understand, the human part of creativity. The part that feels doubts and dreams. The part that turns effort into art. And it sucks because YouTube has always been such a creative place for me. The amount of imagination, humor, fun, and pure uniqueness that lives on this platform is nearly endless. It's truly a place where anyone that has an idea can turn it to something real, where a spark of curiosity or a weird late night thought can turn into a piece of art seen and enjoyed by millions. And I don't want that spark to ever disappear because of artificial intelligence. Trust me, I get the temptation. I can't count the amount of times I watched a video and thought, this is the greatest thing ever. I wish I could do something like this, but it would take me forever to learn how. But guess what? The person I'm watching also took forever to learn how to do it, but here I am watching the video that they made. That should be your proof that it's possible for you to do it too. That's how it works. That's one of the things that makes YouTube special. It is an endless archive of human creativity, of people experimenting, learning, and expressing themselves. And I don't want AI to take that away. I don't want this place of real people to get drowned out by content that has no soul I don't know. Sorry, I can't think of a way to end this. I'm just gonna ask ChatGPT to do it. So, yeah, that happened. I don't know what we learned today, but I'm going to choose to believe it made us all better people somehow. If you enjoyed this beautiful mess, smash like, hit subscribe, or gently tap them if you're non-violent. It all counts. Thanks for hanging out with me, and I'll catch you in the next episode of Why Does He Keep Posting?